South Africa's prosecuting authority. How does accountability work in the NPA? Accountability means being responsible for your decisions or actions and explaining them when you're asked. The National Prosecuting Authority is the only entity in South Africa with the power to institute criminal prosecutions. In other words, to hold people and companies criminally accountable. The Constitution also requires the NPA itself to be accountable. Prosecutors have wide discretionary powers, but this does not mean they can do as they please. They must account for how they meet their responsibilities and for corrective actions taken. Constitutionally speaking, accountability is linked to independence and transparency. Independence requires justice to be dispensed without fear, favor, or prejudice. No state entity or person shall improperly interfere with the prosecuting authority. Government cannot give instructions in individual cases, but it may provide strategic directions to the NPA. Independence is demonstrated when it can be shown that decisions are fair, objective, and free from bias. Transparency and rule clarity go hand in hand with accountability. Transparency means that it needs to be known what officials are doing, and when asked, they must be able to provide an understandable and predictable answer. Accountability is only possible when it is clear what officials are doing and how decisions are made. The National Director of Public Prosecutions, or NDPP, must therefore provide prosecutors with guidance on how to exercise their discretion. The more that the exercise of discretion is a matter of public record, the more likely the decision-making process will be seen as responsible and accountable. To whom is the NPA accountable? Internally, prosecutors are accountable to their seniors, as well as the police or investigating agency. Externally, the NPA is accountable to Parliament, and it must submit an annual report to the Minister of Justice, who will table it in Parliament. External accountability includes accountability to the victims of crimes, their families, witnesses, and investigating agencies. Practically, this means keeping those affected informed about the status of their case. There is also a duty to keep the media informed. The decision to prosecute is reviewed as a matter of course when a case is tried. However, the decision to stop a prosecution or not to prosecute someone is different. Here, the extent of a public explanation will depend on the facts of the case. As an absolute minimum, accountability requires a thorough written record of the reasons for the decision. The National Prosecuting Authority operates in a constitutional democracy, requiring accountability to various stakeholders. It is this accountability that gives the NPA its credibility.